the middle game of our triple-header, Minnesota at San Antonio. The Timberwolves are led by their 6'11" star, Kevin Garnett. Still just 22 years old, Garnett came into the league in 1995, straight out of high school. Many people know about his enormous contract, $21 million a year for 6 years. That deal, signed last year, changed the way the NBA operates. The owners locked out the players last summer in order to bring escalating salaries back in line. But money aside, Garnett is a terrific young player. He's level-headed and engaging, and he is loyal to all those people who have helped him along the way to NBA stardom.
There was a knock on the door. I went to the door and took a look at the people, and there was the single largest kid I had ever seen in my life.
That kid was the best high school player in the country. His goal was to play big-time college basketball, but he hadn't scored high enough on the SAT to be eligible.
Well, first of all, you have to understand, I had like a crazy schedule. Like in the morning, I would have to make sure my sister got to school. Then I would have to get to school. After school, I had to my SAT classes. After that, before I had to make my SAT classes, I had to grab my sister, get her home, make sure she ate. You know, you have to understand, I've been through like all kind of little stuff because my mother worked her tail off just to get us to a nice neighborhood. When we made the move to Chicago, we was expecting it to be one way. We were out there in front of Farragut, which is by far not one of the best neighborhoods in the world. There was times where I didn't know how we was going to get through that day,
What I decided was, why not arrange for a workout? And all of the NBA personnel were sitting behind the basket in bleachers, looking up through the fiberglass backboards.
I just had taken over with the Timberwolves, and I was thinking, how can we take an 18, 19-year-old high school kid? I hadn't even looked at tapes at this point. We had some tapes of a high school kid. I'm not going to watch a high school game. You got to be kidding me.
I'll never forget a guy from the Clippers said, let's see you go up while you're tired. Go up. So I went up, touched the glass, and as I was going up, I'm like yelling, I'm like yelling, I'm screaming, ah, ah, ah.
Kevin went up, touched the top of the box, came back down, went right back up and touched the top of the box. And I turned around and I looked, and I could see the jaws of everybody drop.
We're going to go in and we're going to look at this kid, and we're going to tell everybody that we're going to take Garnett, thinking that the other people might panic and someone might take him ahead of us. We went in the workout, 10 minutes in the workout, and I turned to Kevin and said, hey, we aren't telling anybody. We better hope that he's there at number 5.
So Kev came down, he was like, hey, how you doing? I'm Kev, and I'm thinking, is he supposed to be talking to me?
They were like, man, this guy's an unbelievable physical talent. He just did so many different things that you were looking at thinking, how good can this kid be?
Suddenly, Garnett was a hot commodity. He was now a sure lottery pick.
A lot of people didn't know was that I was still taking my SAT class. I was still trying to chase my college dreams. I was definitely trying to, go that route.
Ironically, just moments before he left for the NBA draft, Garnett received a surprise phone call from his high school coach.
A lot of stuff on my mind, the phone ring. It was Wolf, and he was like, yo, I was going through some of my papers in my office. So I found the score, yo. So you passed. I was more happy that I had got to that point, that I had worked so hard to pass. I had worked so hard to get up to the certain point. It was so vivid in my mind, man, to the point that when they called my name, that's the only time I forgot about it.
With the 5th pick in the 1995 NBA draft, the Minnesota Timberwolves select Kevin Garnett from Farragut Academy in Chicago.
To this day, I can feel the goosebumps come all over me. I remember I was like, for for about 30 seconds, I flash back, where I'm from, the workouts, my sisters, stuff I had to do, we had to do to get through the day. And all of a sudden it came back like, I was here.
When we return, a look at Kevin Garnett's life as an NBA player. First, a message from Prudential and a word from the NBA.
This 20-year-old second-year forward has the Timberwolves challenging for their first playoff spot. From the Minnesota Timberwolves, Kevin Garnett.
I will never forget sitting in my office after the All-Star game. I got a phone call from the general manager who said, you know, Eric, I just want you to appreciate the fact that you've done a wonderful job with Kevin. I said, what are you talking about? And he said, just the way he handles himself. I watched him talking to the 50 greatest players and the respect and the love for the game. You did a great job. And I said, you know what? That's not me. I said, that's Kevin. That's the way he is.
You know, seen some of these zeros in my life. I've been on a calculator, you know, trying to solve a problem in class. I mean, it was like heaven. Not just from the money standpoint that, you know, that had a lot to do with it, but just that I felt like everybody, you know, my mother, my little sister, you know, we can all be at ease now, you know. We can sort of relax. You know, we're going to be okay.
He is a very unique person in how he handles himself. He's respectful of other people. He has leadership abilities. And we had to do everything that was possible to keep him there.
And I want some things I want to do now, okay? Let's get your mom that house she wants. Get your mom them cars and that little pearly white fence she wants. Let's do stuff to make yourself happy now, KG. You know? Dress your sister up, you know? Make her where she's happy every day.
And what makes Kevin Garnett happy? He created his own Minnesota family, bringing his closest friends from Beechwood Drive, South Carolina, to live with him. His family even has its own name.
I take all those people and I surround them around because I know one thing. I love them, they love me. And I know some people say, well, you know, hey, you got to watch who your friends are. Well, you know, I learned that. I learned that a long time ago, that you have to really watch who's around you. And I know money doesn't do nothing but attract different types of people. Some are good, some are bad, but I've always looked at it, I never want to find out. I'd rather stick to the people that I know, and that's what OVF is. It's the people from the block, the official block of family.
Equally important to Garnett are two men he looks to as father figures, teammates Sam Mitchell and Grammy Award-winning record producer Jimmy Jam Harris.
I told him a long time ago, you know, it's nice to be known as a great basketball player and stuff, but, you know, when you finish playing basketball, you know, you rather be known as a person who cared about people, a good person. Those are things that are important.
Some people have the ability to make everybody around them better. And I don't mean only better basketball players, I mean better people, a better organization overall. And he's somebody that can do that.
While overcoming the hardships of his past, Kevin Garnett has managed to keep life in perspective, both on and off the court.
You know what hard times are good for? You have a vision of where you don't want to go, not only in the business side, but the basketball side. It's easy to fall off once you say you got what you got. I haven't got that. And I've always said that I've been through a lot. I know if I can handle that, I can get through anything.